Hello there, aspiring tenors. I'm your host, Simtexagon, and you're listening to the Warframe broadcast, bringing you the latest news of the Origin system. In tonight's story, our experts have split every hair and analyzed the Knight of Naberus down to its very core, and we are proud to announce that the best farm in the game has gotten even better. Yes, you heard that right. And unlike other Warframe information outlets, we here on the Warframe broadcast really means it. Before we unveil how to get rich, we want to be sure that you have paid your television license of either one sub or one like. But of course you did. You would never team it out on me. You guys overwhelmingly wanted to see this topic covered. We want to remind you that you can influence what topics we cover by participating in the community post or even suggest all new topics over on the Discord. Without further distraction, we have to talk about this blue girl. She brings several offerings to the table, most of which are worthless. Literally, they are untradeable. However, among all of this trash is a few gems, which are the Basmu, the City La Sera, the Sheaf, and finally we have Exodia Epidemic and Exodia Contagion, which has temporarily been moved to Knight of Naberus from the Plaguestar event, which is currently being reworked. Which of these shines the brightest? Well, that's what we're here to answer. We have analyzed previous trends, such as the increase of price of items after being unavailable to farm, and the number of copies it's sold. We then compare this to the cost of mother tokens. But first, how do you get mother tokens? That's simple. Just do the bounties which mother offers you on demos. But really, we mean to answer, how do you get the most amount of mother tokens in the shortest amount of time possible? The best bounty is Brute Force, sporting a guaranteed selection of 5 good stages. In order to force Brute Force, and yes, pun absolutely intended, you must pick the level 40 to 60 bounty and then immediately fail the objective. Yes, I know, but stick with me. Then you must go to one of these locations and find Mother in the Cambion Drift. Here, she will offer you 3 new bounties of the same level. Locate Brute Force and have at it. We recommend using Mesa Prime with this build. Also, don't forget to skip dialogue by quickly opening and closing the Night Wave after completing a bounty stage. Only the host can do this. Wonderful. You now have bucket loads of mother tokens and wonder, how should I spend it? Worry not, there is no reason for you to try and twist your noodle around this conundrum. We already did it for you. Wait. The Basmu is currently sitting on a solid 15 platinum on Warframe.market, boasting a mythical number of sales, meaning that from a single brute force or 8 minutes of work, you could walk away with 15 platinum. But what if I have bigger ambitions, you ask? Glad you did ask. By holding onto Basmu, you could wait out the market and let your stash of 100 Basmu slowly climb in price. Before this event, Basmu was hovering comfortably around 32 platinum, so roughly double, which means that with some patience, you could walk away with 32 platinum for 8 minutes of work. City La Sera also comes in at 125 mother tokens and also currently sells for 15 platinum, but it has seen an overall smaller number of sales throughout time and a lower average at its highest price, making it overall a worse choice. Then we have the Sheaf, which comes in at the best average price before this event so far with 60 platinum. It also has the current sell price of 30, which makes it pound for pound better. It sells the slowest out of all of the options so far, and it also costs 200 mother tokens. You can farm 3/4 of a Sheaf every bounty, which will leave you with 22 platinum for 8 minutes of work or 44 platinum for 8 minutes of work with some patience. Exodia Epidemic only costs 50 mother tokens, giving it an early lead. Unfortunately, it also has terrible sales, at some point selling 0 copies for a full week, and this is in spite of the fact that it never rose above the cost of 11 platinum average. You are more likely to simply get stuck with this item, so we do not recommend this one at all. Exodia Contagion, however, oh boy, it also only costs 50 mother tokens, and it boasts the highest sales out of any item discussed today. But what about the price? Well, right now, Exodia Contagion is sitting at a meager 6 platinum per each, which is still 18 platinum for 8 minutes of work, but before this event, that is 1 platinum for every mother token or 115 platinum for 8 minutes of work. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Farm now and get rich later. Now, dear listener, we are not even done yet, because this is a bounty, which means that you will be earning Aya while doing this. Lowballing Aya to be 8 platinum at the start of a new rotation, and using some of our previous findings from the ultimate Aya farming sheet, we can see that you will walk away with 11.6 Aya per hour, which is then about 93 platinum, which combined is 1125 from mother tokens and 93 from Aya, giving you a whopping 1280 platinum per hour with investment. Wait, no, that can't be right. Surely you added a 0 somewhere, right? I'm afraid not. It turns out that currently brute force just is that insane. It simply is the combination of all of that endo, all of that Aya, and all of those very precious arcanes. Especially if those arcanes are then returned to Plague Star, on which it will be much more difficult to farm them, leaving you with a very large stash of a very much so appreciated item that's gonna sell well for a lot of platinum. Do remember, however, to assume that a prediction is 100% going to happen is to assume that everything that has once happened will happen again, and everything that didn't happen will never happen, which is of course a fool's errand. However, looking at the trends of the past, it is very likely that it's going to be a very solid investment to play brute force right now and then save your items and sell them later. Anyways, that's everything from me. Back to the studio. Alright then, that is everything from us here in the studio. Turn in next time where we check in on our resident dragon to see how he has evolved.